And we are here with our WrestleMania 40 predictions, the 40th anniversary of WrestleMania. We are just a couple days away. It's kind of crazy at this point. Really excited for this one, y'all. Today, we're going to be talking about the WrestleMania Night 1 predictions. Both nights look amazing, in my opinion. Let's go on ahead and get into it. Kiro, Kenny, how are you guys feeling about this WrestleMania card before we get into these predictions? Kiro, go ahead.
Had Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns to look
My
forward to.
fault,
And
y'all.
Not recording?
Yeah, but it's not that big of a deal, though, because I'll just start with Kiro. Kiro, go ahead.
well, last year, you know what I mean? We had Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns going at the main event, but the problem is that was the only big match of the entire card. Like Rhea Ripley and Charlotte, that was amazing, but we did not see that coming. And we also knew the results of come on, it was clear that Roman Reigns was winning, in my humble opinion. This year, though, the main event for night one is great, and we got a whole bunch of other matches to look forward to. So I'm actually more excited than I've ever been in a long while when it comes to WrestleMania. So let's get it.
Yes, sir. Kenny, go ahead. Let me know how you feeling.
So, I've been ripping and running for the last week. You know what? I actually don't even know what the card looks like. I know you sent it to me, and I did glance over it, but I don't know exactly what we're expecting yet. I just know we got two big main events. We got a Jade Cargill debut, so I'm ready to see what we're looking at. So let's go ahead and run through this card.
Let's get it. All right, y'all. So we're going to start with card number 1. We got Dominic and Dragon Lee versus Dominic, Mysterio, and Santos Escobar. Kiro, what are your predictions for this match, sir?
Wow, we got Dominic and Dominic. Man, come on. It's Rey Mysterio. Put some respect on Rey Mysterio's names, man. Come on.
Rey Mysterio.
Okay. There you go.
My fault, y'all. No disrespect to Mr. 619. I'm actually excited to see him. I've never seen Rey Mysterio before.
Really?
So
damn.
Exciting.
You know what?
Bro, you never seen Rey Mysterio?
We're about to see him, man. And he looks in shape. I like it. And I think this is going to be match number 2 in a series of 3. And the third one is going to end with Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio in the ring one more time in the next WrestleMania. And I think the Judgment Day, actually, I'm going to make a broader prediction, not just for this match. The Judgment Day is going down at WrestleMania. They are either completely breaking up or, something bad is about to happen. Dominic is moving away. And then Damian Priest is moving away. All the Hispanics from the Judgment Day, they're gonna move away. And I think Dominic is going to go ahead and team up with Santos Escobar and become a bit more of a leader, as opposed to where he is in the Judgment Day, where, everybody, the crowd hates him, but he's liked in the Judgment Day, but isn't at the very bottom. The only person he's better than is JD as far as his position goes, but come on, it's JD. You know what I mean? He doesn't really count. So I think this is going to be a big step for Dominic. And see, the first match, Rey Mysterio won that. And the second match, the heels got to take it. So we can have the third rubber match. So that's why I'm predicting Dominic is going to go ahead and cheat, lie, steal his way to a victory alongside Santos Escobar. And we're going to see that match number 3 next year, which is going to be the retirement of Rey Mysterio.
Good call. I like it. Give me a hair versus mask match.
Oh.
But Kenny, go ahead and let me know what's up, man.
I agree 100%. Rey Mysterio took it last year. I think Dominic Mysterio takes it this year. I didn't think about him jumping from the Judgment Day to team with Santos Escobar, but I think that's a good possibility as well. I think it's time to do something different with the Judgment Day if you are going to keep them alive. And from what I understand, they've been teasing Andrade joining the Judgment Day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think you probably shake up the Judgment Day after WrestleMania, and rightfully so, because you got to kind of get Dominic Mysterio to that next level. I think he's done everything he can do in the Judgment Day. So, yeah, I think he's going to take this match, and it's going to be start of something new for him.
Yeah.
Shout out to Big Ray. Legend.
Yeah, no. I agree with y'all for sure.
Absolutely.
I think Dominic and Santos need this match. I think more for Santos because I think Santos needs a big win to kind of continue establishing himself. And this is that match. I hate the build of this match, if I'm being completely honest with y'all. But predictions-wise, I got to agree with y'all. Dominic and Santos are definitely taking this one for sure. So, our next match on the card. This is the big one. This is Jade Cargill, Naomi, Bianca Belair, and then we got the Kabuki Warriors and Dakota Kai. I'm really excited for this match. Kenny, give us your predictions.
So everything came together at the last minute on this one, but this is actually one of the most exciting matches one of the matches I'm most excited for. You got the main events, of course, and then for me, it's probably this one right behind it. First time we see Jade Cargill in the ring in a proper way. We saw her at the Royal Rumble, but this time I think they're going to give her that spotlight so we can actually see how she's improved and what she can do. So there's no way Jade Cargill loses her first night out unless you're going to do something where there's like a rift between Naomi, Bianca, and Jade.
Yeah.
But I just don't think that's going to happen. So I think Bianca and the girls actually take this one.
I gotta agree with you. I gotta agree, man. And Carol, go ahead.
Well, yeah, I do think this is going to be the WWE 2K Jade Cargill showcase match. We're going to have those little seeds planted between Bianca Belair. I'm sure during one part of the match, they're going to like both beat up everybody and they're going to be left alone in the ring and like, okay, I see you there. I see you there. And then, a year from now or later on, we're going to see Bianca and Jade. It's bound to happen for sure. So, yeah, I'm excited to see what Jade Cargill will do. She has a lot of potential. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, I also want to see low key just how the women will dress. I love like not just the women, but like because it's WrestleMania and everybody has crazy attires, and I love it. Like some of them are really creative. It's like my favorite thing in wrestling almost, just to see what people come up with as far as their attire goes in SummerSlam and WrestleMania. So that has me excited, especially Jade Cargill. I mean, you see her attires, like she's every time something crazy. So. Yeah.
That was actually kind of like going around on Twitter today. Everybody was saying, do you think Bianca Belair's attire for WrestleMania is done? And I think she retweeted and commented on it as well. So it's a big thing.
Yeah,
those entrances in the presentation, I think they're going to be really big in this match.
For sure. I got to agree with you again, man. I think this is unanimous. I think this will eventually stir up. I hope that we get a Bianca and Jade title reign for the tag team championships eventually, maybe next pay-per-view, because you guys know we get Backlash. So it would be the perfect thing for, the Kabuki Warriors to try and get their revenge. But I think they're taking this win. Bianca, Naomi, and Jade, there's no way in hell they lose this match. I don't see it, man. Not in this world. So, yeah. At that point, now we're going to the next match. And we got this ladder match. Apparently, Michael Cole said that this match doesn't end until all the titles are pulled down. So... we could potentially be seeing two winners. Like, nobody has clarified this for us at all, aside from Michael Cole making that subtle comment. So, if you guys had to choose two tag teams from this match that you guys think will split, give me those tag teams. Carol, let's start with you. Go ahead.
Easy, my friend. One of them is going to be what's their name? Awesome Truth, Miz and R-Truth, because I think they've been on fire, especially R-Truth just by himself. He's been carrying the low, Carter's division by himself, man. He's been the GOAT there. And I think he deserves a championship because of how long of a legacy he has had in the business. Just like The Miz, these two are workhorses. They've done everything for the company, up and down the card, from low card to main event. And I think you got to give them their dues. And when I look at the other tag teams, like, come on, like New Day, I like them, but they've been here for a while. We need something new, and so they're eliminated. Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. Grayson Waller has some hope. Austin Theory, he's been buried really badly. Now, Chad Gable made it from Shorty G back to Chad Gable, so I'm not saying it's impossible for him to come back. But right now, I just don't see it in him to win a tag team championship. It is possible because WWE might want to push these quote-unquote young guys, even though I know Grayson Waller isn't that young. The other tag team is the new Catch Republic, which is generic Superstar 1, generic Superstar 2. It's just not happening. And then we got DIY. And I'm definitely thinking the tag team championships are like getting lost because, like I said, Judgment Day is getting divided at the very least. So DIY, they're going to win it because Triple H very much likes Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. Though they got to step their game up. That's all I'm saying. They've been also very generic. Nothing like they've been in NXT. But yeah, I think Awesome Truth and DIY, they're going to take it. Which titles? It really doesn't matter. I guess DIY will take Raw. Vice versa. Yeah.
Okay. Kenny, go ahead. Let me know what's up.
So I think Kittle was being nice, but you know what? I'll say it. The New Day is stale at this point. So while they are two guys you can just throw those titles on, it really won't mean anything unless you're building somebody up to take the titles from them. If the New Day want to get back in this running, they kind of got to change heel or change the gimmick or do something different. So I don't think it goes on them. You definitely have to take it from the Judgment Day with these rumors of Finn Balor going around. So I'm going to say since they like DIY, we're going to go DIY for one pair and Grayson Waller and Austin Theory for the other.
For me, I think we're gonna go with Awesome Truth for number one, and I think DIY as well. I wanted to be different, but at this point, I don't see anybody else winning. If I'm being honest,
Unless it's the Hardys.
Unless it's the Hardys, but I don't know how they get in, and I don't want to see the Hardys. Respectfully, keep them. Anyway, I think DIY, Awesome Truth. Those are our new tag team champions coming out of WrestleMania. I don't know what's going to happen at Judgment Day. I don't know what's going to happen to Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne or Butch, whatever his name is at the moment. It's just none of these tag teams are hitting from me except those two right now. So those are just my 2 cents with that one, guys. So let's go on ahead and get into the next match card with Jimmy and Jay Uso, the glorified pre-show match per Kenny Bomb.
I didn't see that. Don't put that on me, Brian.
You got to talk about it, Kenny.
Let's go on ahead, Kenny. I want your thoughts on this match first.
Nah, man. I mean, these two, seems like they level up, and then we just talked about the New Day, but they had some hot matches with the New Day, but for some reason, they always end up getting pushed to the pre-show. Now with the main event being The Rock and Roman Reigns, and they're building up this family, no way they push them to the pre-show this year. I want Jimmy Uso to win, because I know everybody else wants Jay Uso to win, and somebody's got to win from the bloodline, right? And unfortunately, we'll get there, but I think Jimmy Uso might be the only one. So I'll leave it at that for now.
Interesting. Okay, Carol, go ahead.
The only thing I'm thinking about that is that if Jay loses, like, it'll be kind of shameful for him to come out the second night to save Cody, I guess. Unless he loses in a dirty way. Right, in a really villainous way, Jimmy gets the victory so that Jay just has to take revenge by, playing a part in the last match of WrestleMania. But I just don't see it, man. With the way Jay Uso has been performing, I see him as the victor here. He just has simply more of everything that Jimmy doesn't have. And I even foresee that because of this match, they're going to shake hands. You know what? We might have hated each other, but we don't really hate each other in the end. We're just brothers, you know what I mean? And Jimmy, the original person who rebelled against Roman Reigns back in the day, 2 years ago, he's going to, I used to have a spine. He's going to remember that. And in the main event, the next day, he's going to help Cody win, I think. So I'm going with Jay.
I got to touch on that too, because I think it's going to be the exact opposite. We'll get there again, but I think Jay's going to end up with the bloodline.
Ooh, there you go.
Oh man, all right, for this one, I'm going to go with Jimmy Uso. I think Jimmy Uso will screw Jay over some way, somehow. The bloodline will get involved because I just don't see Jay Uso winning this match, man. I love Jay, but the problem with this whole thing is that Jay Uso has been the star all year round, you know? And I think that at this point, the most shocking thing in this match would be Jimmy winning. I think everybody has locked Jay in, or most people have. And I think Jimmy wins this match, and it gives a reason, like Kiro said, for Jay to come out and help Cody if he still loses dirty. Because if it's a clean match and one of them win, I can see them shaking hands, and at that point, it kind of throws you in a frenzy because you're like, all right, is Jay joining the bloodline and helping Jimmy, help Roman, or is Jimmy just going to switch sides right there and we're going to get heel Usos again, or face Usos again, sorry. So this is an interesting one, but I think Jimmy walks away with this one. All right, so let's go on ahead and get into the next card, and that is Gunther versus Sami Zayn. Carol, let me hear them thoughts first, my boy. Get to it.
The Ring General. Well, he's just undefeated, like literally undefeated, not just in terms of how good he is. He is taking this title and he's continuing to roll with it. And I just don't see him losing it to Sami Zayn. And now that we think about it, like this match has it has very little build up, just like Rey Mysterio and Dominic and all that. Like even Jade Cargill just happened in a second. This is another one of those cases. And look, I like the fact that they did a segment with Chad Gable, him being able to throw somebody off of his back. That's great, but it's just like way too fast. Like there's just no time for this to breathe. There's no proper build up to it. And the match itself, I always say it's gonna be great because Sami Zayn and Gunther are, world premiere, like best wrestlers you can find out there. But yeah, unless there's some huge shenanigans that goes on, I don't think Sami's winning. As a matter of fact, yeah, even with shenanigans going on, it would only help Gunther win against Sami. And I'm saying pretty much almost 100%. Gunther's going to retain this SOB and lose it maybe somewhere along the lines of Bash in Berlin. So he can go ahead and challenge for that world championship. Maybe he'll lose it to Chad Gable later on. But yeah, WrestleMania, he's walking out with the title.
Interesting.
Perfectly put. Perfectly put. I don't think Sami Zayn's the guy to take it from him. He's been pretty much on a monster run with this title. Unfortunately, what happened to Brock Lesnar happened, and he had to get pulled. But I think that would have been a great spot for him this year. Hopefully, everything gets cleared up. I mean, we heard some stories that we probably won't talk about right now, but I don't know what's going to happen with that. I want to see Brock Lesnar face this man. I just don't think Sami Zayn's the guy to take it. So easy.
No, sir.
Okay. Fair enough. I'm going with neither. And the reason why I'm going with neither is because Damian Priest will cash in during this match. And this is a great way for Sami Zayn to take the pin.
That was crazy.
And Gunther goes on ahead and gets propelled into the world title scene without taking the pin. We've seen Austin Theory cash in for the U.S. title. I think we see him cash in for the Intercontinental title this year in Damian Priest. So that's just my 2 cents with that. I don't see him cashing in for either of the world titles. You have Drew McIntyre, who deserves his moment. He's been working really hard. And I don't see the Undisputed title switching hands in the Money in the Bank matter because it's just too much going on over there for that to even fit in. So I think the best scenario for Damian Priest is cash in for this title. It's not like it's an unimportant title because I feel that Gunther has made it important somehow, some way.
Right.
So I think this is a win-win for Damian Priest in my opinion.
But does that make Damian Priest look like an idiot though, or a scaredy cat? Because, bro, you got the ticket for $1 million. You got $1 million briefcase over here. You got $100,000 briefcase over here.
I just don't think they care.
To go for that $1 million. What are you doing?
I don't think they care though because Theory cashed in last year for the U.S. title and lost. So I don't think
Yes, and look what happened. Look what happened to Theory. I mean, like, we care at the end of the day. And if he does this, he's going to be, I don't have any better other terminology to say this, but he's going to be pegged as someone who's a mid-carder. Like, he's going to go ahead and brand himself for life.
That's what he is. He's not a main eventer.
Man, like, if you
always want to be a main eventer. But you chose to go get this lesser title.
Austin 316 said it himself. If you're not here to win the WWE Championship, just don't be here. What are you doing?
I mean, I don't know, man. I just don't see him winning any of the world titles, and time is like ticking, bro. Like, I don't know. They had so many chances to put this title on him if they were going to throw it on him. And I agree, though. Like, it does make the Money in the Bank feel useless because if he does cash in during this match, it would make the Money in the Bank briefcase just feel unimportant. But at the same time, this is the best opportunity he has, in my opinion, because I don't see them taking the title off Drew if he does pin Seth on night 2.
It'd be a unique take, yeah.
Yes, I mean, that's just my 2 cents on that one, man. But we're going to go ahead and get into the next card. Rhea and Becky Lynch. This is one that I'm not as hyped for, but I think it's still going to be a hell of a match. So, Kenny, give me your thoughts, sir.
Cold. I wouldn't say it's cold. They've been building it up. They've been showing Becky, throwing her out there to do her thing. They had Rhea Ripley doing her thing. Did an angle on the Ariel Helwani show, but I'm just really not too invested in Becky Lynch right now. I think they could have had a bigger match for Rhea, but Becky should not beat her. I think
Yeah.
Rhea Ripley needs to walk out here with the championship just because she's so hot right now and she's one of the women that they have established. And I think they need to keep building her up. And Becky Lynch, her time, I think, is kind of coming to an end. So you don't put her over Rhea Ripley right now. Oh,
Yeah.
people aren't going to
Fair.
like that.
Fair
People aren't
enough.
going to like me saying her time's coming to an end. But hey, it is what it is.
Fair enough. But Kiro, let me know, what are your thoughts on this one, sir?
I'm going with Rhea Bloody Ripley. There's no other way. There's simply no other way. She has been almost like almost like a male wrestler. Like she is just like better than every other female wrestler besides Charlotte, I guess. And I think she was obviously better than Becky as well, as far as like her character work, the way she sells, the way she hits her moves. Everything is almost perfect. Like I don't know how she does it, and you just don't, put some cold water on that right now. Just like Kenny said, like the build-up has been all right, I guess. They did nothing, and I was gonna say the build-up has been horrible. But in the past 1 or 2 weeks, with everything they've done, I think at least now they've given it something. They've given some heat between the two. Becky Lynch making that interesting comments on the way Rhea Ripley presents herself, and then, like you said, Kenny, Ariel Helvani stuff happening. So at least this is like not as bad as Rhea Ripley and Charlotte build up. So the match itself, I think Becky, when she has some fire lit under her, she does put up a great performance. And well, her dance partner right now is going to be Rhea Ripley. So I do expect this match to be pretty good. Maybe even, one of the best matches of the night. So I'm a little more excited than you guys, I think, for this one. And I'm thinking, yeah, not Charlotte. Oh my goodness, Rhea Ripley is taking this
Yeah.
home.
Yeah, I gotta go with Rhea Ripley myself in this one. I think they're gonna keep the strap on her for another year before they take it off her. I just don't see them getting it off her right now. I think Rhea Ripley is like, she is super hot right now for them to take it off her. So I don't see her losing, man. I think Becky gonna take this L. In fact, I think Rhea Ripley is gonna squash her. If I'm being honest, I'm going with a big prediction
Good
there.
storytelling.
Yeah, I think she squashes her at WrestleMania. That, I know it's a tough one because I don't know if Becky Lynch would do that based on her book, but I think I think she gets squashed here, man. I'm not gonna lie, because it would just it would just show like that there's certain mountains that you just can't climb. And then, I'm not against putting a title on Becky at another time, maybe even next year, but I think Rhea Ripley should go out there and squash her, because I think Rhea Ripley hasn't really done nothing too crazy throughout this title reign. I think this would really serve her well and would really put her on another pedestal. I think this wouldn't hurt Becky that much whatsoever. Becky is already solidified and she's a star. We know who she is. So I don't know. I would love to see that personally.
Yeah, like you said though, I don't know if she would do that because she herself, she said, well, it would be good for the story because she said, I don't know if I'm better than you, and that's what I want to find out. So if she goes in there and gets squashed, I think they can build like more story on top of that. But I did see something where she said Vince McMahon wanted her to lay out after Lacey Evans punched her.
Yeah.
And she didn't do it.
She did not do
so,
it.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if she's gonna eat that squash.
Yeah, she probably won't. Not at WrestleMania, but
Oh boy.
let's go on ahead and get into it. Kenny, I know you've been real excited for this match, my boy. You told me, you forced me to buy some WrestleMania tickets for this match, my boy. I'm just playing, y'all. Not at all. In fact, I was putting more pressure, but let's get into it. Let's talk about it.
So, I mean, come on, man. It's The Rock's first match back in a long time. You had to go out there and see it. But, man, this is going to be a crazy one. This is going to be a crazy match. But I don't think you put the bloodline rules stipulation on the table and just not deliver with it. So it's got to be Roman and The Rock actually walking out here with the win. But how do they do it? Are they going to pin Seth Rollins? Are they going to pin Cody Rhodes? Is The Rock going to pin Cody Rhodes and go back to fight him down the line again somewhere? Because he's calling himself the final boss. So I think what we see in this match is going to kind of play up the future and what we see in night 2 a lot. So I'm actually excited for this one.
I must agree.
As everybody
with that, sir. Yeah, it's gonna be a good match. I'm excited for that one as well. But Kiro, let me know.
Right. So one prediction I wanna kind of touch upon is that when I said Jay is gonna beat Jimmy, so he will go on to help Cody, beat Roman Reigns. He will try to help Cody beat Roman Reigns, but the thing is, I don't know if that's gonna happen. I'm kind of spoiling the next video, but I gotta talk about it because otherwise this is not gonna make sense. I think Cody is gonna take the pin here, and we're gonna see the Bloodline match, so that the next day Seth can look a little less weak when he loses the title to Drew McIntyre. I'll talk about this in detail in the next video, but that's what I'm seeing. Anyone loses here, it's gonna be crappy for them, but someone's gotta take the crap, and I think it's gonna be Cody here. And yeah, I think he's losing. Maybe I don't know who pins him, but he's getting pinned. So we get the Bloodline match, which has been kind of disappointing because it's basically no DQ and nothing else. Yeah. When why don't you make Solo the referee? I don't know. Why doesn't The Rock become the special referee for the second time? Maybe that's what they'll do, and I can see that happening. But yeah, I'm thinking the Bloodline is gonna win this for sure.
Okay. So me personally, I think the Bloodline is going to win as well. I think The Rock will pin Cody Rhodes. I don't see The Rock wrestling this match and doing all this stuff. He will pin Cody, and I think Cody is the only guy that should take this pin because when you really think about it, Bloodline rules should only lie in his fate. Should not be Seth Rollins who takes the pin, and then he's in a Bloodline rules match. It should be Cody who takes the pin, and I think this would build up even more just question marks going into the next night because now you're thinking Cody's weak, he's not protected, what's gonna happen? So I think personally that match has to go with Cody losing, and I'm really excited to see this match because I think we're gonna get blood, so I think it's gonna be a good one. But yeah, man,
I gotta talk about that, man.
See that.
Look,
I don't see it. Go ahead.
It doesn't leave Cody unprotected. I think it's wrong. It's stupid for the Bloodline to even do this match because since it's no DQ, anybody else from Cody's side can come in and do whatever they want as well. Like you've been winning for almost 3 years with the same exact one-on-one DQ rules, and you're taking that away from yourself when you win the match. I don't think they thought that over. Unless again, The Rock said specifically, "Hey, Solo can go ahead and sing the national anthem. This guy can be the referee for all I care." You know. If they make a drastic change like that, instead of just making this a normal one-on-one but no DQ match, then it makes sense. But right now, it kind of like you're putting yourself in danger as well with the Bloodline. You know what I mean? That's a bit of a error, in my opinion, when it comes to logic.
Yeah. No. I agree. But yeah, man, I think Cody takes that pin. I don't think there's no other way for us to go around this match. You got to make somewhat Seth Rollins look a little bit strong before he goes into that match against Drew. It just doesn't go that way. And I'll be honest, if Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins somehow win that match, which I don't think they will, but if they somehow win that match, might as well chalk up the main event for night 2 because Roman Reigns is retaining and he's gonna go and take Hogan's number 3. So hey man, I'm if I see Cody Rhodes and Seth win this match on night 1, that's gonna be really bittersweet because I saw my favorite wrestler win a match, but I already know what's gonna happen the next night. So, you guys have any thoughts? Oh, go ahead, Kenny.
Yeah, you just mentioned Roman Reigns taking that Hogan record. I don't know if y'all noticed on Monday Night Raw, but Michael Cole said Roman Reigns is going to be the person with the most main events in WrestleMania history. Night 1 is going to be like 8, and then he'll break Hogan's record on night 2 with getting 9. Right. So I don't know. They're pushing that Hogan record stuff. So I don't think it's 100% certain that Cody's going to finish the story. Did y'all hear this? What he said? He didn't find out he wasn't finishing the story last year until he was in the ring. So
yeah, and here's the thing. I think Cody was just protecting the business at that point. But Michael Cole also said, "Is this the last time?" All of a sudden, for all this time, Michael Cole said, "Is this the last time we're seeing Roman Reigns as a champion?"
Yeah, I think
that's sudden.
I think it was the last time from Monday Night Raw that we were seeing Roman as champion, if you ask me. Not even just bias. I just think everything is kind of leading up to it. You make Cody and Seth look like extremely weak the past 2 weeks, especially Cody, who took the beat down 2 weeks ago almost. So I don't know, man. If you make Cody look that weak to have him lose again at Mania, that's tough for him, man. But we'll have to find out at WrestleMania, though. Stay tuned for night 2 predictions because we got to talk about that. We got a little into night 2 with this one. But make sure y'all stay tuned. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure y'all kiss that ring. And we going to get up out of here. Peace.